iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting, iDiskiTimes.co.za. Orlando Pirates 2, SuperSport United 0. Today ngalo mdlalo I've got a legend, Orlando Pirates, the top goal scorer, the highest top goal scorer, Orlando Pirates, Benedict Tso Vilakazi. Mr. Tso, your former team, they're on top of the table. Asaz, are they the elephant on top? Or they are there because they want to compete this season. But before starting a game, mandik bulise Mr. Tso, tukunike chance usibulisela like machit.
Mhlekazo mhle ungasukubhubha ngecawe.
Aw.
Ngibulisa uShane,
Yes, Mr. Tso.
ngibulisa lapha na Tupac. Ngibulisa uMustenkewu, ngibulisa uJunior, ngibulisa uPep Guardiola, ngibulisa uBobo, nginibulisa nanemakhaya. Then support njalo iDiskiTV. Ngizobe nje njalo ngichike futhi. Yazi ikhona enye indoda bedlala enye team lana ngisabe ukusho igama lale team ebeyidlala yathi mayiqeda igame iphela yathi uGoogle akakhuluma manga uGoogle ungagooglisha manje uGoogle akakhuluma manga uGoogle ukuthi ubani number 1 manje yeah, well done to Amabhakane Shane. The boys, I think they played very well tonight. They did very well, and yeah, I was gonna be very disappointed if it came as a Pelanga draw, because of Pirates had the game in their hands from the first whistle. The good goal from Wanasisi. I like him when I see him in that box, in that area of the box. Yeah. As a striker, your job is to score. If you go and chase. For me now, I always say it means I must get somebody also by boxing, and then when we must play in that position because we like to chase most when. Yeah, so for him to be in that area zone, I'm happy, and if you can continue work on that, he will score more goals. Because I think some defenders they tend to slip Lapayana and Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen, I think, has been at Paris for more than 5 years.
He wants to go to Morocco.
No, man, he must wait. We want to compete this season.
Yeah.
This season.
He wants to go to Morocco. So.
Oh, for AFCON?
AFCON,
no,
yes.
No. I would see, leyo akufanelanga ngabe sayikhuluma leyo. He's no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. I mean, it should be Unonduzano Mudau and him. They need to fight for that position. Yeah. If I can be in that man, not because of Pirates that have won tonight, but based on his performance, I would rather start him than having Umudau. Why? Yes, they've got a good work rate, both of them. Yeah. But one thing that I like about Van Rooyen is that the last touch. Yeah. He always have a good last touch.
I think he edges Modau in the final third.
That's the difference between the two. But in terms of the work rate, the understanding, the defending, and the supporting going forward, both of them are doing very well. Yeah. In the midfield, well done, Mbata did very well. I always cry when I see Mbata. And when we're sitting watching Pirates playing, I need to be careful if Mbata is playing because certain things are happening while we're watching the game. And so I was warned when I came in to say, hey, Mbata is starting, so make sure that where you're sitting is clean because if it's not clean, then something is going to happen. So, but well done, Mbata, well done to Maketlin in that midfield. They controlled that midfield. They did very well, combination play. And also, I was so impressed about Nkota.
Wow.
This boy, he's doing very well. That's the difference between him and Saling. We always say there's these football details where you need to show us those details in the game. And this boy is showing us those details. I mean, he's a team player. One thing that I've been crying with Usaling. Usaling can score. Usaling can create. Look, no doubt about that. We all know. But sometimes you need to be a team player. Yeah. Play, pass and move. And this boy, those are football details. And this boy is doing them very well. And yeah, I was very impressed. And I can't say much about the King Yama 2000. I mean, this boy, he's
a special player. And one important thing, it's his birthday tomorrow.
Oh wow.
He's really impressed. I think he wanted the goal namhlanje.
Yeah, no. Boy, at least the 3 points in tonight. That's a present for your birthday tomorrow. And yeah, mfana kithi bambe kanjalo. Don't look back. Maswanganyi is there. Maswanganyi is there. It's always a nice tune. Always a nice tune when we attack. You know, the combination between him and the 3 up front. Wana Sesi, Gota and Ulonduzana King Yetu Lapaya.
Yeah.
Look, they did very well. And I was also Shane, I want you to hear me. I always say this, and I want people to hear me and listen to me very well. The game, it gives you questions. You must come with answers. And now the game itself, the football that we're playing now, it's asking questions to Coach Gavin Hunt. To say, Coach, here's the football that we're playing now.
Does he have the answers too?
I think second half he came with he tried to respond. He made some good changes and we were like, he was to defend. But the boys that went in chasing there, these boys they've changed the game altogether. Pass and move. They get to final third. They try to create problems for Pirates defense, and I think he's coming. He's coming to the game that we all want to see of playing, because he did very well in terms of having Pokhompu, having Lake, having Ulonduzana, Undlov in the midfield, where they start to have the build up from the back. But the problem was when they get to that final third, they were playing with Maurice Jugamanja and Vincent Pule. So they were so closer to each other. Well, I don't know whether his plan was these 3 to be closer each other and open the space for Ulonduzana, Unyiko Mobi on the right, and also Urapo on the left to go up and put crosses. But now remember, when you go wide and put those crosses, for who? Maybe for Morris, because he's good with the head. I mean, you saw he had a header, China saved it, and the bullet tried to put it in, and he was offside. So it tells you, Muguti, he still have that element of playing those long balls and try to score with the header. But look, I think he's gonna get it right now to say, the football says to you, Coach, these are the players that you've got. You can't play this game of yours. Now you need to come to our level of the game. Can you come to us and be part of us with the game? And I think he can do it.
Yes, so I want us to move a little bit away from SuperSport United.
Yeah.
We saw over the weekend Orlando Pirates against Imagesi, where they conceded 3.
Yeah.
Tabiso Sesane was having a nightmare in that game. I mean, when he looks back, I think he will believe that was one of his worst games at Orlando Pirates. But in Namhlanje, he put in a solid shift. He was the one who assisted Ngwanasesi with that goal.
Yes.
How important was the return of Utalente Mbata and Umakehleni Makaula in protecting that defense namhlanje? Because we also saw Abosibisi, they redeemed himself, even though you see Ubisi is not so comfortable on the ball, but Utabiso Sesane put in a solid shift namhlanje, and he was protected well by the midfield too, Kambata, no Makaula. How important are they when I saw for Orlando Pirates?
Shane, I said it to Guti. The mistake that the coach did was to start Utlamini, Rasiboja, Kimfeed. Those 3, when was the last time you see them, the 3 of them play? If I'm correct, I've never seen them play. The 3 of them at the very same time. I've never seen them starting the game, the 3 of them. So, sometimes as much as a coach you want to give others a chance, but you need to be very careful. Especially the cup game, Shane, you cannot just open for everyone. You need to be disciplined. Go there, Shane. You've got 5 subs that you can do. I don't know. Maybe Nyakula. Maybe if you can go back to the rules. Maybe please help me, guys. I need help here. If I've got 5 subs that I can do, Shane, you go and play a cup game. Start your key man. Start your key players. Let them start the game. Then when they score, it's 1-0, 2-0. You can make those subs. Second half, you change 3. Maybe in the last 10 minutes, then you put the other 2. Then you've got 5. You've got the luxury now. You've got the luxury. So now, for me, there's no excuse, especially for top teams, not to win games.
Yeah.
For me, there's no excuse. You've got subs that you can make unless if you don't have quality players, then now it means you have to stay with them.
Isizaklondo because Orlando Pirates at some point they will be forced to make other changes that they made on Saturday. Remember on Saturday they had the chance to go to Bensi options where they will bring in Abokim Vito to start the games, Rasebocha starting games, but you must remember Orlando Pirates still have a long way to go this season. They're still ICAF Champions League.
Yes.
There's still Nedbank Cup that's still coming up. There's still 26 more league games that they still need to play.
Yeah.
So there comes a time when that's all where they will be forced to go to badlale uRasebocha, badlale uKim Vidi. So uKim Vidi, if they are not grabbing their chances against Imakesi, one of the worst performing teams in the league. So how many chances are Orlando Pirates are gonna get? Maybe let's say teams are going NFD, going to Bank Cup, because the most important trophy that I believe they need to win, a league and also a Champions League. Yeah. Even those things has chances to win the Champions League, but a league, they have a chance, they've got the quality to win a league because they've been competing for the past 3 years now with the coach, Jose Rivera. Yeah. So if, as a players, so they don't take their chances, they don't prove who coach, we are quality enough to make it to the last 8 against Imakis. If they're not making it, so what does it say about the players as Falanokim Viti, the players Jango or Rasebuch?
You know, Shane, I hear you very well. Let me say this, Shane. We get spoiled when we watch Sundowns playing. We get spoiled because Sundowns players, they can stay for 2-3 months not playing. But when they come in and play,
that's my point.
And then
exactly.
they do very well.
That's my point. Exactly.
So it means that we don't work the same. That's the difference. That's why you can see other players that they've been out for 2-3 months. When they come in, you see them struggling. But at Sundowns, there's something that they're doing right. Because there's players like Abamkulusi, Panuklala for a long time, Bangadal, but look now, Umvala came back. He's been out for some months. But he came back, he looks as if he's been playing.
Consistency,
so it means there's something that other teams are not doing it. That Sundowns is doing it, and they're doing it perfectly. Because their players, they're always top-notch.
Is it something that Sundowns is doing? So, Oganya, is it something that the players at Sundowns are willing to do? And also something players like just mentioned as players who didn't perform for Orlando Pirates against Imakesi. Because I don't believe it's all good we can have an excuse to be knocked out by Imakesi. Yeah. I don't care whether your luck in calling Black Label Cup, since it was called the Rothmans, you are never lucky in that part. You've got no excuse to lose against Itimejeng Imakesi. If Sundowns can wallop Golden Arrows by 5-0. So Londo to formna, it comes to attitude. Your players. I think that's the difference between the players at Sundowns and also Orlando Pirates. Sometimes it's not about the quality, so sometimes it's about attitude, your players.
Shane, can I make you laugh?
Please.
You know, this team was born 1937.
Yeah.
That means you're talking about Mutom Dal. When I make a run now at this age, Nyale. So that's Pirates for you. We just won EMTN 8. Now we made that 100 meter sprint to get that trophy. So you want me to go back again quickly?
They need to do more. So.
I can't do that. No. I'm old. It's an old team.
It's a big team, so they need to win the league.
Yeah.
They cannot be bragging about the EMTN 8 season in and season out. No. They need to win the league. That's the most important. So in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, in the next 20 years, if Orlando Pirates don't win the league in the next 20 years, I promise you, many people will remember he beat Vesvets Kakafi in 2016 than the Orlando Pirates got Jose Rivera right now.
Yeah.
So those players have a responsibility of delivering the league title in order for us to respect them, Gomso. Because we respect you, Namhlaj, because you never won the Bob Safe with Paris. You never won SAA Super 8 with Paris. We respect you because you scored most goals for Orlando Pirates and you won the league title for Orlando Pirates. That's why we respect you, Namhlaj. Why must you respect someone who won a 4-game cup more than when you won a 30-game marathon league?
Yeah, Shane, you know what? That's why I said before the season started, I said it's a must for Paris to win.
It's
the
a
league.
must,
It's
so.
a must because, I mean, you can't have the very same players for the past 2 seasons. This is the 3rd season. Same players, and then now, why can't we win the league? It's the same apply. These are the 2 teams for me that I would say they've got quality. They've got players that they can win them the league. Of which Sundowns, they do have quality. Paris, they do have quality.
They do.
I mean, when they beat Sundowns, go final
Yes.
last season twice, it tells you that look, it's we can challenge. So now it's Pirates. They need to win the league this season. There's no excuse.
Thank you. If they can beat Sundowns in 2 cup finals, then what's stopping them from beating Magesi? What's stopping them from beating Chipa United with a huge scoreline? Why are they throwing with Tabo Richards Bay? I'm talking about last season. I know they won this season, of which that is something that is expected of them.
Yeah.
The only games where Orlando Pirates are expected to drop points, you can drop a point against Kaizer Chiefs. No matter how weak Kaizer Chiefs is, but it's a derby.
Yeah.
Anyone can win it. You are expected to lose against Sundowns. You are expected to win also against Sundowns.
Yeah.
But if you are not going to beat teams as in Richards Bay, teams as in Magesi, how should SuperSport United respect you in the next coming game? But so that's a conversation for another day. So take a cool pleasure. That's it. Orlando Pirates 2, SuperSport United 0. iDiskiTV.co.za.